Let me get a couple of local guys in who have had good years. Rutgers has had a good year. I know they've won mostly at home. They haven't won a lot of big games on the road, but they've had a very good year. He's done a nice job with the program. They're an NCAA tournament team. Can they win a game?
It depends on the matchup. I'm concerned about Rutgers' close because they have not played well on the road. They've got a road game at Penn State. They've got a road game at Purdue. And the home game sandwiched in, Mike, is Maryland. And here's the thing, and again, I know I'm preaching to the choir here, because we have so much parity this year, and because the level of separation is so small, there's more of an opportunity for teams to steal bids during championship week. So if a team that's not projected in the field wins a conference tournament, like St. Mary's did a year ago when they beat Gonzaga in Vegas in the West Coast Conference Tournament, bubble teams are going to be bumped out. So
you don't think Rutgers is automatic?
If Rutgers loses against, obviously, Penn State, they lose at home against Maryland, and other things happen, the bubble's going to shift. Rutgers has got to win some games here down the stretch.
Now, is Hofstra going to win their league?
You know, they've been close a couple of times. I think it's Hofstra and William & Mary in the CAA. Joe Mihalik's done a great job.
Very hard to win that tournament down there. Very hard.
Very, very, very hard. You know, that's been going on for years. Yeah. You know, you look.
Mihalik's done a very nice job with Hofstra. He really has.
And he's lost great players, and they've remained at the top of the league. And, you know, he'll be the first to tell you. And Mike, you know, in doing this now for, you know, getting close to 2 decades, the one common theme that coaches always tell me, they say that the greatest pressure in college basketball is when you are a heavy favorite in a mid-major conference tournament. Because regardless of what you do, if you don't excel during those 3 days, you've missed the opportunity and you're not going to get in that large. Multiple people have always said that to me, that the most pressure is being a heavy favorite in a mid-major conference tournament.
Hey, Jay Wright, Hofstra, Delaware game Dog and I did that was on national TV at 11 o'clock in the morning, and Dog and I did the game on the Fan. They had a whole thing for us out there. That game made Jay Wright. That game put Jay Wright on the map with Speedy Claxton. And, you know, and you had the Notre Dame coach obviously coaching at Delaware at the time, and, you know, he's done a great job himself. But the point is, these two guys got launched out of those games. That game was critical. You can't have that career unless you win. When you have that player, when you have the team in that league, you have to get to the NCAA tournament. And I understand a lot of times you'll get put in a 3-14 game and get creamed, or you get put in a 2-15 game and get creamed. I understand that. That's part of the deal, okay? But the point is, you've got to get to the tournament and have that week, because that week puts you on the map, and it's put a lot of coaches on the map. And you know how this works. I mean, you know, you got to take 3 steps to the top in college basketball. It takes you 3 steps to get to the top. You know, nowadays it's changed a little bit. It's a little different. Guys can stay in places that they didn't used to. And, you know, like in the old days, you know, a guy would never stay at Wichita State. Now he can make a fortune at Wichita State. He doesn't have to league. He's in a good league. He doesn't have to leave there. Guys can stay in spots and get paid a lot and build programs. And that's all changed because of the TV and everything else. But that wasn't the case in the old days. You were always trying to run to the big league, and you had to make your move, and you had to, you had to win that game. And there is a lot of pressure. You know, there's been a lot of pressure on Iona in those games, and they've always come through. And, you know, year after year they've come through. And a lot of times they get the wrong teams in the tournament. They have the wrong style in the tournament anyway, because they're going to play fast and loose, which is hard to do when you're going to play a more talented team. But you're right. You know, those are the ones. And then if you can somehow get a win in the NCAA tournament, well, now you're going to have 10 jobs.